Hello, my name is Lydia and you're most welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about why avoidance love bomb. So, for those who are new here or for those who have not heard of the term avoidance are people who belong to one of the attachment styles, and we have different attachment styles, and this means how people take relationships or perceive relationships or connection, how they perceive this in their minds. And for the avoidance, we have the fearful and the dismissive avoidance. And for the fearful avoidance, these are those that are fear attachment. They fear any type of connection, any relationship that requires them to be open, to be vulnerable, to open up. They fear such things. And the dismissive avoidance are those that fear commitment, anything that involves commitment, be it relationships, be it marriages, something like that. And so these people usually prefer things like situationships where they do not really have to commit, but they are enjoying the benefits or connection. And then we also have an attachment style called the anxious attachment. These are the anxiously attached people, and these usually um, crave to be accepted, and they draw their worth from being accepted by other people. They try to convince themselves that if a certain person or people appreciate them and like them, then they will be worthy of love. And then we have the secure person, and this is a person who is clear about what they want. They set boundaries, they respect themselves, they respect their boundaries, and yeah, they like people who like them back. And so the different attachment styles are usually due to how we grew up, how the people around us in childhood accepted us, how our little childish minds perceived acceptance, perceived love. To some of us, it was a threat. Opening up, it was a threat. It would lead you into so much trouble. Some of us, we have to perform, to be accepted, to be loved, and our minds carry that to our old self, which leads to such attachment problems. Now, back to our main topic today: why fearful avoidance love bomb. For those who do not know love bombing has been talked about in many videos talking about avoidance, and this is when if you get into a relationship with an avoidant, they will be the angel you always craved for. They will do all the things you want. They will say the words you want to hear. They will be this ideal partner. And then as time goes on, they cool and cool down and cool down, and they will eventually stop and disconnect entirely emotionally. They may still be present, but they will disconnect emotionally. Their mind will be so much far away, their heart. And yes, some of them will block you. They will just disappear all of a sudden after them loving you the right way. So, why? That's been a complaint in many of the videos that talk about avoidance, and today we're delving into why. Why do avoidance love bomb? So, avoidance have a problem of fear of connection, fear of commitment, and they also know this. But however, like any other person, avoidance also crave for love. They also crave for intimacy. They also crave for connection. They also crave for this ideal relationship where there's so much in love, there's so much feel the emotions, and the other person feels the same way. Just like any human craves for such connection, avoidance also crave for such connection. And so, but they also know that they fear being open. They also know that they fear commitment. So when they get into the relationship, avoidance want it to work. You know, they don't want it to be like any of those past relationships of theirs where they blacked out, where they stopped giving emotion. So they want it to be this ideal emotion. They want themselves to be this ideal partner. They don't want you to see their weakness. They want you to see that weird part about them. So that's avoidance. And so when they get into a new relationship, they're going to try to be this ideal person. They're going to say the words they know that you want to hear. They're going to do the things that they know you want an ideal partner to do, so that you accept them, so that you don't have to reject them for their weakness, which you do not know, but they assume that when you find out about this, you're going to hate them for life. So they pretend to be this ideal person who does the right things, who is never angry, who agrees with whatever you do. They, in most cases, will not disagree with everything that you tell them, everything that you suggest, so that they be these ideal people, so that you accept them, so that you do not see the bad part about them. So they're going to be very good, and so that it works out. But eventually, as time goes on, like any other person, you cannot pretend for good. And them pretending does not mean that they are bad people, or that their people cannot be loved for the real them. Not really. They can actually be loved and appreciated once they open up to being vulnerable and healing. And healing, that's the key to what sustains relationships. So they fear to do that. No, they do not want to let their guard down and be open and expose themselves to the risk of getting hurt. So as time goes on, they eventually get wary of pretending. Their mind tells them we are eventually going to get married, and you're going to find out who I am, and you're going to hate me, and I'm going to live a miserable life for the rest of my life. So they eventually start getting all those mixed feelings, and anxiety comes in, and they are worried. They're worried. They get worried for how the rest of their lives is going to be. And eventually they get overwhelmed by those many thoughts and anxiety, and they shut off emotionally. They remain physically present, but the fear of the fact that you're eventually going to find out, the fear of the fact that they feel they can never change, they can never be good. The dog came again. Oh, goodness. Anyway, it makes them to shut off emotionally, and they stop. They stop whatever they were doing because they believe it's pretense and it's not the real them. They stop doing all the things you like. They stop telling you the right words. They stop, so that you can see the real them and reject them. So they stop. They shut down emotionally, so that that won't have to hurt. And when you eventually reject them and walk away because your emotions are not being fulfilled, it justifies their inner thought of, yeah, that was the real me, and you could not accept the real me. So eventually and that's how things end. And that's sad. But for all avoidants out there, I would like to let you know that you are not entirely broken. You are not broken, okay? You're acting like that because that's how your mind learned to protect you. That's how your mind learned to protect you. It's how it learned to protect you when you're a child. And you do not have to live by that now that you're grown up. You can heal that attachment style and be open and vulnerable and enjoy love and enjoy connection. It is so good to love and to be loved. You can heal that. You can affirm it to your mind, tell it to your mind that you are not broken. You can be open and vulnerable. Of course, it opens you also to risks of being hurt, but such risks of finding true love. And for all my Christian girls out there, I advise you to get to know God and the love of God and let God love you. Once you learn that there is a love that can be unconditional, that there is a person who can love you unconditionally, you will open up. You will open up. And when you finally do, something beautiful is out there. Okay? And you don't have to end things fast. I know some of them, that's what they think. Some of avoidance is what you're thinking right now. Oh, I should block everything right now. I should stop whatsoever I'm in right now and reset. And nope. Nope. You can find healing now where you are. Can tell your mind you're not bad. You're not bad for the things that you think you're not bad. Entirely, you're not worthless. You're so much deserving of love, and there's someone who can love you. But it will be good if they find you healed, with a confidence in yourself that you deserve love, with a confidence that someone can love you unconditionally and you too can do the same. Thank you for watching. I remain Kalia. If you like, you can call me Lydia. See you in the next video.